In a quiet little town named Green Valley, life was simple. The streets were lined with small houses, each with a garden full of colorful flowers. Neighbors greeted one another every morning, and children often played together in the park at the center of the town. Liam was one of those children, though at 14 years old, he didn't consider himself a kid anymore. He had a knack for fixing things and loved exploring the forests and hills surrounding Green Valley. His best friend Mia shared his adventurous spirit. She was 13, smart, and always curious about the world around her. One warm Saturday afternoon, Liam was cleaning out his attic when he stumbled upon an old, dusty trunk. Inside, he found a rolled-up map that looked ancient. The paper was yellowed and the edges were torn. In the center of the map was a drawing of a large key and the words, "The path to discovery begins here." Excited, Liam rushed to show the map to Mia. "Look what I found," he said, unrolling it carefully. Mia's eyes widened. "This looks like a treasure map. We have to figure out where it leads." That was all the encouragement Liam needed. The two friends decided to start their search the very next day. The map showed a path leading out of Green Valley toward a nearby forest. Early Sunday morning, Liam and Mia packed their backpacks with water, snacks, a flashlight, and a notebook to jot down clues. The forest was dense with tall trees that blocked out most of the sunlight. Birds chirped and the air smelled fresh. They followed the path marked on the map until they reached an old stone bridge. "The map says we should look for a marking," Mia said, scanning the area. Liam crouched down near the base of the bridge and found a small carving of a key. Next to it was an arrow pointing toward a narrow trail. "This must be it," he said. The trail led them deeper into the forest, where they found a hollow tree. Inside was a small metal box. Mia opened it to find a piece of paper with a riddle. To find the truth, look to the sky, where the sun touches the highest high. The riddle puzzled them for a while. Where the sun touches the highest high. Maybe it's the tallest hill in the area, Liam suggested. Mia nodded. "That makes sense. Let's check out Sunrise Hill." Sunrise Hill was the highest point near Green Valley. The climb was steep, and by the time they reached the top, both were out of breath. But the view was worth it. They could see the entire valley below, with its green fields and winding river. At the top of the hill, they found another clue. A small wooden sign was planted in the ground, with the words, "Turn toward the whispering winds, where the hidden waits within." Whispering winds? What could that mean? Mia asked as they descended the hill. Liam thought for a moment. There's a place called Windy Hollow near the edge of the valley. It's known for strong winds that whistle through the trees. They made their way to Windy Hollow, where the air was cool and breezy. The sound of the wind rushing through the trees was almost like a song. There they found an old well covered in moss. "Do you think there's something inside?" Mia asked, peering into the dark well. Liam shone his flashlight down and saw a small, rusty box tied to a rope. Carefully, they pulled it up. Inside was a small brass key and a note that read, "You found the key, but the journey isn't over. Seek the house where time stands still." "The house where time stands still," Mia repeated. "What could that mean?" Liam smiled. "I think I know. There's an old abandoned house on Clock Tower Road. People say the clock inside hasn't worked for years." The next day, they made their way to the abandoned house. It was eerie, with broken windows and ivy climbing up the walls. Inside, the air was cold and dust covered everything. In the living room, they saw the clock Liam had mentioned. Its hands were frozen at 12 o'clock. Behind the clock, they found a hidden compartment. Inside was a journal filled with drawings and notes about the map. The final entry read, "The journey ends where it began, under the watchful eye of the old oak." "Under the old oak? That must be the big tree in the park," Mia exclaimed. They hurried back to Green Valley and went straight to the park. The old oak tree stood tall and proud, its branches spreading wide. At the base of the tree, they dug carefully and found a metal box. Inside was a collection of old coins, a locket with a picture of a family, and a note that read, "To those who find this, cherish the adventure." Life's greatest treasure is the journey itself. Liam and Mia smiled at each other. The treasure wasn't gold or jewels, but the memories they had made and the lessons they had learned. They decided to leave the box for others to find, adding their own note to inspire future adventurers. And so, their story became part of the legend of Green Valley, reminding everyone that sometimes the best rewards come from the adventure itself.